Hi there, my name is Oscar and this is our greenhouse project. The goal of this project is to design and build a greenhouse for the UTEC University, integrating all the different careers to simulate and prepare for the real-life problems where we all have to work with each other. Together, architects, civil and environmental engineers will have the challenge to collaborate with each other to build a fully functional greenhouse, using all the knowledge acquired so far in our careers. We chose to build a greenhouse because we are worried about the agricultural crisis that our world is suffering right now. We want to raise awareness of this problem and we want to contribute by showing people what they can do to prevent this. In this video we will explain you what we mean with agricultural crisis. We will show you what we can do to prevent it, and we will also explain what agricultural alternatives we can implement right now. Since the beginning of agriculture, it took humanity nearly 10,000 years to grow its population from 5 million to an astonishing 1 billion people in the world. But since the dawn of the Industrial Revolution in the 1800s, it only took us 200 years more to grow from 1 to 7 billion people in the world. This incredible growth in a very short period of time was only possible thanks to the significant advances of science and technology made in this era, which provided people a better quality life and an apparent limitless abundance of resources. It was not up until the middle of the 19th century when humans realized that this wasn't the case at all. Scarcity of resources like water, food, or even land made people understand that the environment in which they lived had the limit of how much it could sustain it. New and better technologies had to be integrated to the traditional agriculture system so that the food production could cope with the exponential population growth. These technologies included heavy machinery, fertilizers and pesticides, all of them which increased the crop production significantly, but at a pricey cost. The main reasons are that water and land availability are constantly decreasing due to the urban growth, contamination and erosion of the soil. This was effective for a while, but the population kept growing and growing, and the agriculture system remained the same, leading to the point in which food demand once again surpassed the production capacity. Cancer-related diseases in young people are increasing dramatically, and some attribute this, in part, to the use of pesticides on virtually all the food we eat. There are lots of types of pesticides, each with a unique chemical composition, so their effects on people's health are various. Pesticides have been linked to a wide range of human health hazards, ranging from short-term impacts such as headaches and nausea to chronic impacts like cancer, reproductive harm, and endocrine disruption. There have been a lot of campaigns against the use of pesticides on food. A very common sarcastic question asked is, if they use gas masks in the crop fields, should we use them in the table? The problem is that the vegetables and fruits we buy don't come labeled with information telling us what pesticides or other chemicals were used in the production of the crop. This is the reason why many people opt for switching to organic food, which is supposed to be chemical-free. But the price of these products in most cases is up to 3 times the cost of non-organic products. Right now, eating healthy food free of chemicals that will probably cause you cancer in the future is a privilege, a luxury. It requires the destruction of large portions of ecosystems like forests to turn them into production fields. According to the World Bank, nearly 40% of all land on Earth is destined to agriculture only. It also requires huge amounts of fresh water. For instance, 140 liters of water are consumed to produce enough coffee grains for only one of those morning cups of coffee we love so much. The excessive usage of fertilizers in the fields is causing them to accumulate nitrogen over time, which is infiltrated into the groundwater, contaminating it. Pesticides and herbicides are applied to agricultural land to control pests that disrupt crop production. They can accumulate in animals that eat contaminated pests and soil organisms. In addition, pesticides can be more harmful to beneficial insects, such as pollinators, and to natural enemies of the pests than they are to the target pests themselves. There have been various claims by the scientific community that say that the sudden inexplicable mass death of bees is due to the uncontrolled and excessive use of pesticides.
Nowadays, a market garden is a relatively small-scale production of fruits, vegetables, and flowers as cash crop. The diversity of crops grown on a small area of land or something in greenhouse distinguish it from other types of farming, such as a farm on a larger scale is something sometimes called a truck farm. Marketing garden has in recent decades become an alternative and lifestyle choice for individuals who wish to return to the land. We have different kind of this, like hydroponics or not-till farming. The first one, hydroponics, is a subset of hydroculture and is a method of growing plants using minerals, nutrient solutions in water without soil. Terrestrial plants may be grown with the roots in the mineral nutrients solutions only in inert medium such as perlite or gravel. The other one, no-till farming, also called zero tillage or direct drilling, is a way of growing crops or pasture from year to year without disturbing the soil through tillage. No-till is an agricultural technique which increases the amount of water that infiltrates into the soil and increases organics, matter retention, and cycling of nutrients of the soil. Studies have found that no-till farming can be more profitable if performed correctly.
Hi everybody, my name is Christian and today I'm gonna show you how to build a greenhouse. First, you have to select one flat piece of land. In this case, we select a part in our school in front of UTEC. Second, we design and make our greenhouse plans. After the site, the design and the plans are made, we need to think on what materials we're going to use. For the main structure, you can use wood or PVC. In this case, we selected wood. You will also need some greenhouse plastic paneling and some fabric. Once you have the materials, you have to start building wood frames. Second, you have to put together all these frames to form a big square, like you can see in the picture. After that, you have to cover the low part of the walls with wood, and the upper part of the wall and the ceiling you have to cover it with the greenhouse plastic panel. Now, here comes the aesthetic part of the project, the cover. We're going to build a cover formed by a sail. In this case, we will need wood to support and fabric to make the cover. This cover is based on a geometric surface called hyperbolic paraboloid. I hope everybody knows how is the shape of this surface. If not, here we have an example. Finally, once we finish our cover, we have our greenhouse and our cover ready to use it. You can put some furniture under the cover and around the greenhouse to create a nice, peaceful, relaxing area for the students. Hope you like it and see you until the next project.